Greenville was rocking and the streak stays alive. 19 straight wins against the Tigers. But let's be real, Gamecock Nation. When we went into the half down 4, the vibes were tense. LSU was physical, they were hitting shots, and it looked like the starters were running on fumes. But while the headlines are going to talk about Raven Johnson's career night or Joyce Edwards playing all 40 minutes, we need to talk about the second unit. In a game decided by 6 points, the small margins from the bench were the difference between a trip to the SEC final and a heartbreaking exit. Today we are grading the bench mob. Who stepped up under the bright lights of Bon Secours and who struggled with the LSU pressure? Let's dive into the ratings. This was a classic heavyweight fight. LSU took a 40-36 lead into the locker room, and for a second, it felt like the fatigue of the tournament was catching up to us. But Dawn Staley did what she does best, adjusted. A massive 14 third-quarter surge flipped the momentum. But it wasn't just the starters doing the heavy lifting. To survive a team as athletic as Kim Mulkey's Tigers, you need depth that can maintain the pace without the lead evaporating. Let's start with the player who saw the most action off the pine, Maddy McDaniel. Maddie logged 16 massive minutes, and honestly, her rating is a tale of two tapes. On one hand, she struggled to find her rhythm inside the arc, finishing just 1 of 4 from the field. But if you want to talk about clutch, we have to talk about that 26-foot dagger in the second half. Off a beautiful find from Raven Johnson, Maddie stepped into a deep triple that felt like a bucket of cold water on LSU's comeback hopes. That's the debate right now. Maddie is shooting 36.1% on the season, which isn't elite, but is that perimeter threat enough to overlook the efficiency? In high-stakes games like this, one big-time shot often outweighs a poor shooting percentage. She kept the defense honest when the starters needed a breather, earning her a solid 6.5. Next up is Maryam Dauda, and I'm going to say it. This might have been the most efficient 8-minute shift of the entire tournament so far. Mariam didn't see a ton of floor time, and she didn't waste a single second of what she got. She was a perfect 1-for-1 with a crucial tip-in layup and provided the verticality we desperately needed, swatting away an LSU attempt to keep the interior locked down. Look, Joyce Edwards played 40 minutes. 40! That is a massive load for the SEC tournament. Seeing how effective Mariam was in her limited window, perfect shooting and a defensive presence, you have to wonder if Coach Staley missed an opportunity to use her more. Could Mariam have provided 5 more minutes of relief for Joyce? Against Texas's front court tomorrow, Dauda's efficiency isn't just a luxury, it's going to be a necessity. She gets a 7.5 for making every second count. Now we have to look at the freshman, Agot Makeer. After a really promising quarterfinal performance where she gave us 6 points and 4 boards, this game was a tough one for Agot. In her 8 minutes, she was essentially a ghost on the stat sheet. 0 points, 0 rebounds, and just 1 missed field goal attempt. It felt like the sheer intensity and the breakneck pace of this LSU matchup just phased the freshman out of the rotation. When the game gets this physical and the stakes are this high, sometimes the rotation tightens and Agot just couldn't find the flow. It's a learning moment for sure. We know the talent is there, but for this specific semifinal battle, she wasn't able to provide the spark we've seen recently. She lands at a 4.0 for this one. When you look at the total picture, the bench did exactly what it needed to do. It didn't lose us the game. Maddie hit the big shot. Mariam gave us perfect efficiency, and they bought just enough time for the Stars to close it out. Overall, the bench gets a 6.0 out of 10 for this game. Now the real test is here. We're heading to the SC Championship to face Texas. They've got the size, they've got the depth, and we cannot afford a quiet night from the second unit if we want to hoist that trophy. But I want to hear from you, Gamecock fans. Should Maryam Dauda see a significant increase in minutes against Texas's front court to give Joyce a break? And what about Maddy McDaniel? Is her court vision and clutch shooting more valuable to you than her raw scoring numbers right now? Drop your ratings in the comments below, hit that like button if you're riding with Staley, and subscribe for the full championship breakdown tomorrow. Go Gamecocks!